I'm Mary Taggart with Ottawa Home Magazine, and part of the magic over the holiday season are all the beautifully wrapped gifts. But part of the stress over the holiday season is how to get those gifts gorgeously wrapped and under the tree. Today we're at Papier with Jennifer Nasmith, who's going to offer us tips and give us ideas on how to create a beautifully wrapped Christmas gift.
The very first step in successful gift wrapping is making sure you have everything you need. Today we have a gift box, which is always easier to wrap than any other shape. We have wrap paper to go around the box, scissors to cut that wrapping paper, we have ribbon and extra sharp scissors for cutting the ribbon, and of course, Scotch tape. So I always wrap around to make sure it will fit around the gift the long way. And then on the shorter side, where I'm going to do more of the folding work, if the paper covers at least half or past half, then you are safe. And it's doing that on both sides, so I'm going to start wrapping. I turn the box upside down to make sure that the papers meeting each other is not on the front of the box. If there are any logos or marks on your paper, make sure that that's the underside. And then I always pull this paper over so that the connection between the paper is centered. The reason for that is ideally if you've got a ribbon well placed, it will cover this line. So I'm going to pull this taut and grab a piece of tape and give one clean piece right in the middle. Sometimes with longer gifts you can put extra dots of tape at each end, but for this one should be enough. The second part of wrapping is of course the ends, and I think this is the part that intimidates a lot of people. What I like to use is a flat surface because then you can use that to help you fold. I'll move the tape out of the way. If you can look into the middle here, I'm going to push this one in all the way to the corner so that I have a perfect 45-degree angle on this side, and I will do the same thing on the other side. Just pushing that paper in so it's nice and tight against the box, crease it on a 45. Turn the box over so I can use the table to keep helping me with this strategy of creasing. Another good 45 angle, and if all goes well, this one will work out exactly the same. Now this is the top of my box, so I again put that facing down so that I can have the final fold up be the last one. This one is just a tiny smidge long, so I'm going to snip off a little bit of this paper so that I don't have any ruffles or wrinkles in what I'm doing. I can crease this edge to make sure it'll stay properly. Fold this one up, crease that one just a little, and then in a perfect world this would fold over exactly where these corners meet, so I will try to do that. Folding parallel to the box as much as possible, and when I lift it up to ready to tape, it's almost perfectly lined up. There's about 1 millimeter off here and here. And then of course, another couple of pieces of tape. And this side is perfect. I need to repeat that on the other side and then I'll be ready for ribbon. So once I have my ribbon, I find the center, which is right here, place that right in the middle, and then hold that in place while I wrap around, flip over, and then as I mentioned before, we're covering that layering of paper with this thick ribbon so nobody even sees that. You cross them around each other so that they hold themselves in the middle, and I just make sure it's lying flat at the corners before I flip it back over for our final stage. Now this is a secret ribbon trick that most people don't know, so once you've watched this video you can impress everybody with these gift tying skills. If I just tie these two together, they scrunch, but then this ribbon going the opposite direction is flat, which isn't consistent. So what I like to do is fold each ribbon under the main cross ribbon, pull those out to the side, and then when I squash it all together, I've got a really even effect on all sides of the ribbon. So then a simple knot, just like you're tying your shoes, and bow loop number 1 around the middle. This is just like tying your shoes. I like to keep it as flat as possible so that when I do the final squash, it doesn't have any pre-creased sections. And then I just pull it tight. If it's too big, you can hold the center and gently pull it back a little bit to make it the exact proportion that you want. And then, like I said, the thicker ribbon just holds itself. The ends, I've cut a little too much, which is always safer than cutting too little ribbon. And what I do to finish it off is I take this nice thick ribbon, fold it exactly in half, and then cutting on the diagonal, I'm going to create a nice, clean, symmetrical cutaway. So we're at the last stage of gift wrapping. If you've been following along, hopefully you have, like this, a perfectly packed gift. And what we do at Paper Papier, we've got our pop of color with the ribbon, but we like to add a pop of personalization. So sometimes we'll take an ornament like this snowflake and attach that to the ribbon there to add a nice third element. There's also the option of a stylized green star, whatever ornaments speak to you for your gift recipients. If you'd like to do something more traditional, you can always take berries, they come in white and red, snip a little branch off and just tuck it into that ribbon's knot. This one's a bit big, I'd have to cut it down to size. And that always looks really beautiful too. And then if at the end of your holiday season you just don't have the time or gift wrapping is becoming stressful, you can always go to a gift bag. They're easy. We've got beautiful designs here at Paper Papier. I find adding a nice rich color of paper and then a thick bow up at the top really dresses that up to look perfect under your Christmas tree.